So if you're an entrepreneur and you are just starting out, maybe you have a channel and you are thinking about monetizing it, or maybe you don't have a channel, you don't have an audience, but you are thinking about selling information, you're thinking about building a personal brand and making money with social media, I want to teach you a lesson that I discovered actually 9 months ago. I realized that this lesson has a name. The thing that I want to teach you or talk about is escaping atmosphere or reaching escape velocity. The way it works is actually very simple. For a rocket to leave the atmosphere, it needs to have propulsion, right? It needs to spend a lot of energy to be able to leave the atmosphere because, the gravity is pulling the rocket back, then you have air resistance and whatnot. So it's quite difficult to leave the Earth's atmosphere. That's why the biggest amount of energy or the most amount of fuel is spent trying to leave the atmosphere. So how does this relate to you starting your own business? Is by understanding that when you start out, you have to grind a lot. I just started this business, Monetize Mastery, 4 months ago, almost 5 months ago. And it took me so long until I figured out how to get my first client because I was using a system that I was not aware of. All my money that I've made so far were made through YouTube and LinkedIn. So through posting organic content, through having people come to me. So I had to figure out a completely new lead generation method, which was called email. But I knew that, okay, if I invest enough time into this method, because this method is reliable, is scalable to a certain extent, I'm gonna be able to get my first client, then I'm gonna be able to get testimonials, screenshots, all these good things. I'm gonna be able to develop the product, and I just need to pretty much, to be honest, suck it for a little while until I figure out what works, what doesn't, how I attract my desired customer, etc., etc. But this is a lesson that I wasn't aware of when I started my first business, Developer Pro, in 2019. I thought that I have to grind forever. That's what I thought. I thought that getting clients is gonna be a pain, no matter how much time I spend doing this, or no matter how much I invest into this. I was always feeling like there is no hope for me. And then I started YouTube. YouTube was also a grind because I didn't know about escaping velocity. I didn't understand this rule. So I was posting videos on YouTube and I was posting and posting and posting and I wasn't getting much out of it. But then one day I decided, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm going to post on YouTube every single day, no matter what. I have nothing else to do, so let me just post on YouTube and talk about the problems that my avatar has. And I just did that every single day. And it took me 90 days until I got my first client from YouTube. This guy was called Scott, and Scott paid me, I think at that moment I was charging $5,200, just like that. And I just couldn't believe it. But what really happened there was I hit escape velocity. The next move that I've made was actually super smart. I'm happy that I've made that move. I basically took that money and I invested it into an agency which was editing my videos, which was creating thumbnails, which was doing SEO research, keyword optimization, all this bullshit. And I started getting more views and more subscribers and more clients. And at the same time, I was posting testimonials of successful clients and so on and so forth. And it just started compounding more and more and more. And I started getting even more money from these clients and I started investing into ads. Now, I could have made way more money, but I was pretty stupid at that time, which was in either 2020 or 2021. I don't remember exactly. I think 2021. If I would have been smarter, I would have made more money, but I was very emotional back then. Anyway, the point is I did a lot of work. It was a grind in the beginning. Then I took the money that I had, I invested it. I kept grinding, but I grinded smarter. That gave me more money. With that money, I started investing into ads. I started making more money with that. I've made some mistakes, but this is how it goes. Like, that's how you have to think about life and business in general. It's a grind in the beginning until you build a reputation, until you learn certain skills, until you learn how to deal with your emotions. But once you get to a point where you start to master a couple of things here and there, then it just seems like money comes out of nowhere. I'll be honest with you. When I reached $55,000 per month, it just felt like they came from nowhere, right? And me and my business partner, we were questioning, like, how did we make this money? The thing is, we didn't make that money in that month. We made that money because of all the actions we've been taking for the past 2 years, okay? And now look, you might look at $55,000 per month and say, oh, this is not a lot of money, because you see all these gurus that are flexing on you, $1 million months. You need to understand that, first of all, these gurus are gonna sell you a lifestyle. You don't know what kind of results they're giving to their customers. You don't know how much money or how much of that money is actual profit and how much is revenue. People know how to to fake their results. Just do your thing. Compare yourself with yourself. You don't know what I've done to get there. You don't know the pain, the suffering that I had to go through to get to that number. And $55,000 when I reached that number, even before that, when I started making 20K and above that, I felt like everything was free. Besides buying a car or an apartment, literally anything was free. I wasn't looking at the price tag of clothes. I wasn't buying Gucci and shit like that because I don't care about it. Whenever I was buying something, I wasn't even looking at the price tag. I mean, I'm still not looking, but you get the point. You don't look at the price tag. When you go to a hotel, you only take 5-star. Like, life is on easy mode once you make more than $20,000 per month. So if you're in that phase where you are grinding and you're trying to build a life off of social media, no, it's 100% worth it. And look, we are talking about money here on this channel because, hey, you're an entrepreneur, you want to make money, right? You also need to understand that someone is going to buy something from you if you are doing the right thing. And if you're actually helping these people, let's say you are a fitness coach and you help someone lose 20 kilos, you are changing someone's life. Like, I mean, I can't understand how there can be a better business than this, where you share your knowledge, you help someone achieve something that you already achieved, and then you get paid for it. This is absolutely insane. It's like the best business model ever. And I've tried a bunch of business models. This one ticks all the boxes. So look, takes a bit of time in the beginning, but then once things start to compound, you'll be making a lot of money, you'll have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun when I do coaching calls, when I speak with a client and they ask me about how to fix their funnel, or they ask me about how to build a system to save time, or how to build a system to convert more viewers into customers. I love that shit. It makes me excited. It gets me going. So just shut the fuck up, suck it up for a little while, and then you'll be pretty happy. So if you want me to help you make your first $1 million on YouTube, there's a link in the description. Click it and me or someone from my team will talk to you and see if we can partner up to help you achieve this goal. Peace out.